been tracking the rapidly changing storm all week. Mary, I'm tired of talking about it.
Me too.
I'm ready for it to be over, not because it's going to be that bad necessarily. I'm just tired of talking about it.
I know. And I know it goes without saying, but just so much hype earlier this week from, well, other outlets, if you will, not in this market, but, and it just made for a just buzzsaw of hype earlier this week. So yes, it gets a little bit exhausting. I think everybody probably feels that way. Let me put it to you this way. Is this going to be a record breaker of a storm? No. Is it going to be a generational type storm? Not even a little bit. Is it going to be a decent, healthy Colorado snowstorm that's going to allow for some shoveling and maybe some snow blowing by Monday? Yes. And that's the best way I can put it. Area of low pressure continues to track north and will bring us some morning showers tomorrow morning. I think most of us will start to get that rain snow mix pretty early in the morning hours, but this machine really doesn't get going until tomorrow afternoon. And that's when you want to completely be off those roads, especially for the Pikes Peak region. This area of low pressure parking right over the eastern plains is going to increase that wind profile. So any amount of snow that is falling is going to create some whiteout conditions and some reduced visibility. As you'll notice through time here, we get a lot of the moisture tracking up across the southeastern plains again between 4 and 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So most of your night tonight is quiet, with the exception of some patchy freezing fog and dense fog at the surface. Here we are at 7 a.m. Weak little band of rain and snow moves through and then pushes off towards the north, and then we get that heavier band coming through between 10 a.m. and noon, especially here across the Sangre de Cristos, up into parts of Pueblo County and even El Paso County. Notice those dark blues showing up now 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We are tapping into some daytime heating. Those clouds are starting to pick up some instability from the afternoon daytime heating, so it's going to add to how much snow we're getting per hour. I do think it's going to ramp up to about 1 to 2 inches per hour by Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening across the Palmer Divide. Notice we really don't see really a vertically stacked atmosphere of all cold temperatures for Colorado Springs until the evening time frame, where we'll start to get more widespread scattered snow showers and heavy at times across El Paso County, and the wind is going to be something that obviously is going to make for some very treacherous conditions on those roads. And then you'll notice a little bit of snow here across parts of Pueblo, Fowler, Boone, Ordway, but then that line of rain and snow kind of really cuts off very sharp there across La Junta, and it's really just a few little wraparound snow flurries as we move through early Sunday morning. Here we are, area of low pressure parked right over Lamar, a little too far north to continue to enhance snowfall, but as we turn those winds out of the north, that's going to shut snowfall down for Colorado Springs. Wind-driven snow will still be possible here across the Palmer Divide and Highway 24, Monument, back into the Palmer Divide and Denver County and some of those locations. There's your area of low pressure continuing to tighten and strengthen just a bit, and that's where areas here across southeastern Wyoming and north central Colorado will start to pick up those 20 to 30 inch totals. So that bullseye for heavy snow will continue to be across some of those locations. We're still contending with strong winds on Sunday and still some wraparound flurries. We'll start to get a few snow showers again for Colorado Springs Sunday afternoon, but most of this is going to be fairly light into those afternoon hours, but the heavy snow will continue for northern El Paso County, parts of the Sangre de Cristos, and then we start to really see things break up and taper off overnight Sunday into Monday morning as that area of low pressure starts to track towards the central plains of the United States. Here we are, future snowfall. So Saturday 11 a.m. you can see a general 1 to 3 inches already accumulating on some of those grassy surfaces. Please bear in mind this is a very weak temperature profile with this system, very warm, so a lot of melting is going to take place as the snow hits the ground, which means this is probably not going to look very impressive until tomorrow night. But notice as we move through the evening hours how quick that snow really starts to stack up across those higher terrain locations around Elbert County and Douglas County and northern El Paso County. That pink is indicative of about 12 plus inches of snow. And then down across the Sangre de Cristos, close to a foot will be possible. General 2 to 4 for Pueblo, 4 to 6 there for Walsenburg on the higher side. You can see the sharp delineation line between the 12 to 18 plus range, and then around Briargate, Northgate Parkway, probably closer to about 6 to 8 inches. But look how sharp that cutoff is, so don't be surprised if you get a little bit closer to a foot in some of those areas well north of Colorado Springs. Downtown Colorado Springs, I think it's safe to say a general 4 to 6 inches, 3 to 6 in Fountain, 5 to 7 there in Cripple Creek, 8 to 10 in Divide, and then across parts of Pueblo and parts of Pueblo West, a general 2 to 4. Work your way towards the Wet Mountains in southwestern Pueblo County, around 4 to 8. So I know that's a lot of information, talking a mile a minute. I apologize, got a lot to get through in a short period of time. But freezing drizzle tonight, just watch those elevated surfaces. stay in if you can. Little snow Saturday morning, not going to look that impressive. Saturday afternoon, it really gets going, and Saturday night and Sunday morning will be the worst times to be out on those roads and the worst in terms of driving conditions. Woodland Park, temperatures in the 20s and 30s, so you'll notice we're not extremely cold with this system because we just don't have a lot of cold air in place. The cold air we're going to get is all because of the low pressure center, and the cooling that is going to take place will be a very gradual process tomorrow, and that's why that melting feature is probably going to make it look very unimpressive at first. Temperatures in the 30s for Fremont County, then we're gradually clearing out into early next week. Same goes here for Colorado Springs, so a snowy weekend ahead. Keep those shovels handy, and hey, we're Coloradans. We expect a snow like this time of year. We can handle it, we'll be fine, and all that to say, you know, the moisture, can't say it enough, is such a great thing. Back to you guys.
All right, Mary, thank you.